Hello everyone, I am Matthew Thomas, back with another great episode of the Super Cool Podcast, and our featured artist of the week is One Step From Falling, and I'll be doing a review of their recent Pavement release, Stuck On The Wayside, and I will say One Step From Falling is just solid band. Like, all the songs they do are just solid. They have their own style of music, and they've perfected that to a T. Now, I'm going to first talk about the album cover. I don't have a physical copy of it. I'm not sure if those are planning to be made or in the works or not. I'm not sure. But looking at it online, I see, it's blue. It's got the Stuck kind of album cover mixed in with, I see them in the background as well. So I think it's really cool. I like it's blue, one of my favorite colors. And I've heard, I'm not sure if this is entirely true, that their Stuck album and their Wayside album were combined to make Stuck on the Wayside, and I think that makes a lot of sense because that's how they got their Stuck on the Wayside name, is combining both these albums. And it's got 15 killer songs on there, and it's over an hour. So if anyone does buy this album, you're getting an hour plus of great material. And the first song I'm going to highlight is Wayside. And this is where we really get into some great metal music. It's more of a slowed down, and really dig the vocals on this song. It's got some similar drums I heard in previous songs as well, and all around this song is just killer. It's a really good representation of One Step From Falling, the style of music they do. It's slowed down, really deep metal. That's like my best interpretation of it, and they just do it very well. And I wanted to talk about the third song. That is Black Costas. I believe I'm saying that right. And I really dig the effects on this song. This is the first song on the album that starts to really include effects, and without you guys hearing the song, it's kind of hard to describe it, but it just jams with the guitar work. And so you hear the guitars and the effects, and they kind of combine to make a very unique sound. And this is what I'm talking about with One Step From Falling. The way they can just make the song their own is incredible. Just the amount of effort and work they put into each song to make it memorable and to make it sound just really good. And I will say, it is they use the guitars very well in this song. It's present when it needs to be, but also, like I was saying with the effects, it also lets the song breathe. It lets these effects and the drums mix together without the guitars present for a couple seconds, and it just really adds to it. The guitars, they're there when they're needed, and when they're not, it's filled in with drums and effects, so it's not just completely missed if you're not hearing the guitars. It's incredible how they do that. And then I want to talk about the sixth song, because that is Stuck. And I think this is a very relatable song for people. It's just feeling stuck, that you look at your life and you're seeing that things have to change, but you don't want to change. Like, you're looking at yourself and you go, well, I don't really want to change though. Like, I see, I got this over here, but I don't really want to change it. So it's really relatable to a lot of people, I know, for me. And you don't want to look too deep into yourself because you're afraid of what you're going to see. And again, it's just about being stuck, that you don't really have anywhere to go. You're going to be like this forever. And it's really cool, and it makes you think. It's a very thought-provoking song, in my opinion. And it's, again, another slowed down jam. And I love the echo at the end with the vocals. Like, they know how to use vocals and drums and effects very effectively. Moving on to the next song, that is also the seventh song, and it is Demons. And this is another very relatable song when you listen to the lyrics. And it's about being stronger than your demons, not giving in no matter how good it feels. And I think that right there, again, relatable, that you don't want to give in. We want to do this stuff because it feels good. But this song is saying, no matter how good it feels, don't give in to your demons. You are stronger than your demons. And again, that's a very relatable song, especially right now with the lockdown situation and it being kind of unpredictable right now. I know we're trying to make plans for stuff in a few months when stuff is supposedly open, and it's like, well, by lunchtime it could be closed again. Like, it's hard to make plans during the COVID situation. But anyway, get back to the song. People might be tempted to give into their demons, but they also have to remind themselves that they are stronger than their demons, and this is what this song does. It's, again, another great jam with a very good message by One Step From Falling. And I mean, all these songs are really good. I'm just kind of cherry picking my favorite ones, but overall I love this album. And I'm going to talk about the 9th album, which is Lung Butter, and this is actually the first single for this album, and it's my favorite song off this album. And it's another great jam. I like how I wrote in my notes, it says awesome jam, exclamation point, and that's true. This is another great jam. I can say that about almost every song on this album, and the vocals are mixed in well with the guitars, and the guitar work is incredible on this song. Lung Butter song highlights One Step From Falling the best. It's a killer metal song with some sound effects mixed in with the guitars. And if you haven't yet, check out the music video for Lung Butter. I love how they filmed it. I don't want to give too much away because I want people to go see the video, but it's just very well shot. It's not like a typical music video. It tells a really cool story, and the ending kind of leaves you hanging about what really happened, so check that out. And I want to talk about the 11th song, Rub Together. I remember featuring on the Super Cool radio station show I was doing, and this is an intense song. The guitars really give you that intense feeling, and this got me really into the album. Is Rub Together. I know when I first heard it on Stuck, I was like, this is a great song. I love that they included it on Stuck On The Wayside, and it is a metal song with slightly faster than the rest of the songs on this album. That's why I think this one kind of stands out a little bit more than the rest, most because it's a little bit sped up, but there is some mellow parts mixed in. So you got like some fast guitar work, but then there's like mellow stuff where it's a little bit more quieter, and I love that. It's a great mix of fast-paced and slow-paced sections in this song, mixed in with some great intense guitar work. And I really wanted to talk about the 12th song because it's kind of relatable again to the situation that is currently going on with the lockdowns and COVID. It is Paroxysm, and I really like the hospital deathbed scene that they incorporated, a sample that they incorporated into the beginning of the song. And it's talking about, should we call it, should we do something, can we revive him, stuff like that. And it's kind of relatable, like the stuff that is going on right now. And I really like when bands like, you know, like White Zombie and other bands that include samples in their music. It just adds another layer outside of music per se, and incorporating like film and cinema and talking into these songs, and it just adds a really cool, really unique layer. And I really like and really enjoy when bands do this. But it's, again, more unique guitar work featured in this song, and they did a little something different with the vocals on this song, at least I think. Some screaming in the background. You can hear the vocals screaming in the background, but you also hear, obviously, the vocalist singing. And I think that's really cool. It's, you know, kind of a dual vocalist kind of situation where, you know, you get the screaming in the background, but you also hear the vocals, and it's mixed and produced so well. It just combines together to add more layers on top of layers on top of layers on these songs, and they just make them really unique, and they make them One Step From Falling style, and I love it. They are extremely talented, and I could say that about every song. And I'm going to end with actually the final song. It is Left Behind, and this, they do a little bit something different on this song. They incorporate a beat into this song, so it kind of starts off with this cool grooving beat, and they change it up. It's a little bit more of a mellow ending, and I love the message with Left Behind. It's leaving behind fake people. That's my kind of interpretation of this song, and I think some people do need to hear that. I think a lot of people understand that. I've been in the situation where you're dealing with somebody who's not being honest with you, just being either fake that they're into something and they're not, or just being fake about what's really going on with the situation. Again, more relatable music, and that is a great ending song. Really leaves you with some thoughts and questions I got out of this album. It's a very thought-provoking album. It's a really great jamming album, and I really enjoyed this album. I say that about a lot of the albums I review, but this one is just solid. It is an hour and 5 minutes of great music from One Step from Falling, and I'm really excited they signed with Pavement Entertainment, which I think is really cool. They've joined, Puddle of Mud and Ditchwater and Deepfall, and it's just so cool that they're in that list of great bands, and they rightfully deserve it. They make and produce such great music. I saw for one of their music videos, I believe it was for either Wayside, I think it was for Wayside, they incorporated some live video of the music, and it was just so cool. Their setup, and all of them sing. I believe there's 3 singers out of 5. And I saw the drummer was singing, the guitarist was singing, and it's just so cool. I love when bands incorporate different vocalists, especially when they blend them so well that the production is just so clean and so good that it's just so cool. I love hearing different vocals, especially when it comes from different people. When they incorporate it so well, I know on one of the songs, they're screaming in the background, that was a different person, then another person was singing. It's so cool, and they can recreate that in a live setting as well. And it'll be 2 different people, because that was how the studio work is. I know with some bands they incorporate the lead vocalist in the background and as the lead vocalist as well, and that's kind of hard to reproduce on a live show level. So it's so cool that they can actually do this, and it will sound like the studio as a live performance. That is my thoughts on One Step from Falling and my review of Stuck on the Wayside. If you haven't bought it yet, make sure to check it out. I hope they get some physical copies in. I would love to own a physical copy of Stuck on the Wayside. So please check out and support One Step from Falling. Give a listen on any platform and buy it digitally of Stuck on the Wayside from Pavement Entertainment. And thank you guys for joining me on the Super Cool Podcast with your host, Matthew Thomas.